This is an update on world language education for school counselors, administrators, and all those interested in preparing New York students for college and career. It has been prepared by the New York State Association for Language Teachers Public Advocacy Committee. In this presentation, we will reveal the critical need for a multilingual workforce in New York State, describe current New York State world language graduation requirements, and explain the need to enhance our students' world language study so that they may meet the language needs of New York State and beyond. A 2018 survey conducted by the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages with the support of Language Teaching International revealed a critical need for multilingual workers within our U.S. borders. It found that 9 out of 10 businesses rely on employees with language skills other than English, and 56% of those surveyed say that their demand for languages other than English will increase in the next 5 years. Many in the study report a world language skills gap. Their employees are currently unable to meet the employer's world language needs, and this gap results in lost opportunity and business. The reality is that 65 million US residents speak a language other than English in their homes. This creates a need for a language proficient workforce in all career sectors. 96% of the world's consumers live outside our country's borders, increasing the demand for linguistically and culturally proficient employees. New York State ranks second among U.S. states in exports of services. New York alone averages $16 billion in exports with Canada, $12 billion with the United Kingdom, and another $9 billion with Hong Kong. From 1992 to 2011, New York saw a 115% increase in jobs related to international trade. This number is steadily on the rise. New York State businesses are diversifying and globalizing their operations, requiring language and culture skills to access global markets, as well as to serve the multilingual population within the state. A study by the World Economic Forum in 2018 found that graduates with a high level of proficiency in another language are more likely to be hired and earn more money than their English-only competitors. Recent surveys report that language proficiency needs have increased greatly in healthcare, finance, and social assistance sectors, followed closely by trade, educational services, professional and technical services, and construction. The construction industry is an example of what is happening across many careers. The demand is high for a multilingual workforce in order to communicate with employees for whom English is a new language, non-English speaking clients, as well as the many facets of international construction projects.
The federal government recognizes the acute need for multilingual graduates and has a number of grants and programs which support world language education. The World Language Advancement and Readiness Grant allotted $15 million to support world language programs in Department of Defense education activity schools and in schools with junior ROTC programs. The BEST Act, or Biliteracy Education, Sale, and Teaching Act, supports the equitable implementation of world language programs in order to offer every student in America the opportunity to achieve a seal of biliteracy. We will expand on the seal in upcoming slides. The importance of world language learning and international education is considered so vital that a federal bipartisan bicameral caucus was formed in 2019. America's Language Caucus supports world language learning particularly as it relates to our nation's economic and national security. The caucus was also created to ensure that adequate resources for world language learning are accessible for all students and teachers, including world languages, Native American languages, and English for English language learners. In order to meet minimum New York State graduation requirements, students must complete at least 2 units of study at some time during kindergarten through 9th grade. In addition, students must successfully complete 1 unit of credit and achieve a 65% or higher on a locally developed Checkpoint A exam. To earn a Regents diploma with advanced designation, students can successfully complete 2 additional units of credit and achieve a 65% or better on a locally developed Checkpoint B exam.
How often have you heard people, perhaps even yourself, say, "I studied a second language in high school and I can't speak a word"? The problem is that 3 units of world language study is rarely sufficient for students to reach the level of proficiency required for college and career. Imagine waiting until middle school to study math, then envision being expected to tackle calculus after only 1 or 2 years. In most districts, that's what occurs with world language education. Fortunately, our students have a number of options to go beyond the minimum world language requirements. The passing of Checkpoint B courses plus a Checkpoint B assessment enables students to complete a world language 4+1 pathway to graduation. Continuing with Checkpoint C courses enables students to reach higher levels of language proficiency as well as increased cultural awareness. These are essential skills for meeting the demands of the 21st century. The New York State Seal of Biliteracy recognizes high school graduates who have attained a high level of proficiency in English and 1 or more world languages. The intent of the seal is to encourage the study of languages, to identify high school graduates with language and biliteracy skills for employers, to provide universities with additional information about applicants seeking admission and placement, to prepare students with 21st century skills, to recognize the value of language instruction, and to affirm the value of diversity in a multilingual society. New York State is one of 40 states plus the District of Columbia that offers students a state seal of biliteracy. The designation is so significant that our federal government supports the implementation and enhancement of state seal programs through the BEST Act, as described earlier.
The seal also enables multilingual learners and English language learners to demonstrate proficiency in their home language or languages, as well as in English. New York State has well over 250,000 multilingual and English language learners who could benefit from participation in a seal program. It is important to note that the 2019-2020 annual report of the New York State Education Department's Office of Bilingual Education and World Languages revealed that Black or African American students are not continuing their world language course of study beyond the minimum requirements. Only 5% of this population earned the seal, despite the fact that 12% of seniors in schools offering the seal were Black or African American. In addition, only 30% of males of any race or ethnicity earn the New York State Seal of Biliteracy. As major guides in our students' educational paths, it is up to us to provide the necessary opportunities they need. We must first encourage all students to continue world language study beyond the minimum New York State requirements. This will not only start them on the path to becoming truly proficient, but will make them more desirable candidates when seeking college admissions or employment. We must promote the Seal of Biliteracy in all New York State schools. There are resources on the State Education Department and the New York State Association of Foreign Language Teachers websites to implement or enhance your current program. Take special efforts to promote the New York State Seal of Biliteracy to Black or African American students and to all male students. They deserve increased opportunities for improved marketability and earning power. Foreign language in the elementary schools or FLES programs are critical. Early and continued world language study enables our students to achieve the proficiency levels and cultural awareness needed to be multilingual global citizens. For more information, visit NYSAFLT.org. You can contact Maria Campanaro or myself, Barbara Patterson, at the email address shown.